All right, welcome everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I am here doing play or art or craft, and I have zero plans in mind. I have pulled my drop cloth, so I've got a pretty new drop cloth. Whoop, whoop. But let's chop this up and make it into something to start with. And first thing I need to do is get it down to a size that'll fit in. Well, no, let's see if we can use this one here. I don't know if it'll work in this paper trimmer or not, or if it'll still be too big. Let me take this thing off, maybe. I didn't mean to break it first thing. There we go. There we go. Let this slide off. Making it harder than I had to. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Sherry. So I've got this cutter that I've had for ages. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I said I'd do a review on it, but I hadn't done that. So kind of slack in that department. So I'm going to decide what I want to do with this. I had thought about doing a journal cover, but I think I'll just chop it into postcards. And I'm going to fold it blindly this way and see if I can get it in my cutter. Barely. So let's just, without looking, I'm going to trim off this one here. Hi, Janet. Yay, Janet's back. So I'm going to just trim this off here. Just so it'll fit in my trimmer. My hands hurt really bad. I finally got all of those internal components of all those ties chopped up into little tiny pieces so I can use it as stuffing on something. And I've been rearranging my room so you all are in a completely different orientation and you just didn't know it until I said it. Oh, come on, please fit in there. Still won't quite go in. I'll take about another 1/4 inch off. There goes Janet Dinglingen. Thank you, Janet. I need to move that trash can closer. So we'll chop this up and make some postcards, maybe. Or maybe some, just some card blanks. All right. So if I'm going to do card blanks, let's see. Let's cut this at the straight edge. And then I'll flip it over. And I'll just cut these. Let's just cut them at the 3.5. Like I was going to do postcards with them. And then we'll decide. I'll get the 3.5 strips cut. So, looks like I got a little wonky or something here, but it doesn't matter. See how sometimes it just does not want to chop at this end? That's the part I meant. Well, let's see what's on these strips before I toss them. Ooh, that looks kind of yummy. We might keep that. Might keep that. Okay, so now, let's just trim this little fold off a little bit. You definitely don't want to rub your hand on this blade because it is sharp. I'm slicing these at 3.5 by 5.5. I got these extra little bits. You could just put some tape on them and use them as a washi tape. So let's see what we got here. Look at that. These will be some postcards. And see, what I would do is add just a little bit more to them in some way. That one actually looks better with this facing up. But let's set them aside and I'll finish cutting these out. And then I'll show you what I do with them when I have a base. Hi, Holly. Hi, Carol. Doing your dishes. Okay. I just got up from a nap. Just trying to get my feet to decrease in size a little bit. I've spent a lot of time on my feet the last couple days. They were swollen. So Howie helped hold me down in the recliner, and I'm feeling better now. I'm just still half that nice after nap groggy. the half nap groggy phase is still with me. That says doll on it, where I was typing something or writing something out for Mary one day. Because she misheard what I think it was Violet had said. Now see, that has to have something else added because you'd never just send that out. And so does that. So let's see if I can cut the last few. That one's not cut right, so I guess I won't be cutting them all at once. Now I'm at one little piece that says, "Oh, GNOME, you didn't." Because I was looking for GNOME quotes because I had mailed out my GNOME postcards that I did with Janet Nash. This one's kind of on the wonky side, so these might be some weird postcards. You ever just not know what you want to do for the evening? That's me today. But I say, well, we'll clean up. Really sharp. I'll put this little doodad on here again. So that one's going to need something. That one's going to need something. That one's pretty close. The ones that need a whole lot of work, I'm going to set aside. Excuse me. And the ones that I can just add a little bit more and turn it into something. We'll go. You can see that one is, a couple of them are too tall. And then let's see what we got here in our little bits. There's anything worth saving. That's pretty. I'm going to let that one go. It's kind of pretty. That's kind of pretty. I'm just going to let the rest of this go in the trash. And I think I have double-sided tape. Maybe I don't. Maybe all I have is the 1/4 inch. I thought I had some of the 1/2 inch, but I might have used it all. That's dots. Okay. Now, Mary was showing where she was going to do the Rosemary Morris's $14 Dollar Tree Haul journal challenge. And I got to thinking about it. I don't need to buy anything else. I need to just challenge myself to pick out 14 things out of my stash that I could make a journal out of. So we might do that tonight. We might do, I just pull from my stash 14 things because, man, I need to use this stuff up. The only reason I'm saying that is I've been moving it, these two need a trim. The last couple days I've been moving things all around, so nothing's where it used to be. I'm just trimming that to be a better. The 3.5 inch width did not trim very well on those two for some reason. There we go. All right. We'll pretend those are ready to go. Let's turn these just into little pieces of stuff you could stick in a journal page. Might as well add tape to them now, and it'll be all taped and ready to go, right? And we got to dirty this tabletop up a little bit just to make it so it looks like it's used. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Cheryl. So I'm hoping I am closer to the router in this location. So I'm hoping I don't lose connection. I was trying to find my hardline wire, but I couldn't find it. I came across it the other day and I was like, oh, I don't need that. But then it started acting crazy. And my problems I'm having, like when I tried to do those videos on the mandalas, my intention was to put the clips together, but speed the clips up, remove the sound, and add kind of light music in the background. But every time I'd get it almost done, my computer would crash. So I don't know what is going on with my photo editing software, but it is not working right now. So I have to really plan out videos because if I try to edit too much, the blooming thing goes and then it's gone. So I don't know what to do about that. I've looked at another photo editing software for Linux, but it's got quite a learning curve on it for me. So I'm gonna have to take some time and try to learn how to do that. They say there's videos out there, so I'm gonna need all the videos I can find on that program. So I might work on that next week. This week is going to be done up with everything. The craft and chats and that kind of stuff. And I really needed to cook a meal tonight instead of falling asleep in the recliner. But my body needed the nap. So my body won out over cooking. So might have to get up early tomorrow. Now some of this, I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on the back. But I am thinking when I add a little bit to the other stuff, I'll just include these little strips as well. And on this one's wide enough. I could add some tape in the middle of it as well. And then after I add a little bit more to it, maybe cut it up along the strips. I'm going to put this little strip here. Right. So now I got some little strips. Probably didn't need to go all the way to the end on that one. So we'll just set those aside with the postcards that need work. I'm just going to set them aside. That one's almost good enough to use just as it is. Well, we'll set this aside, and we might work at that in just a little bit. So set that over there. Cheryl, Janet wants to know, what kind of binding are you going to do? All right, so these are kind of on the dark side a little bit, but they're close enough to being at a state of where I could actually glue them to a piece of cardboard and let them go. But I'm thinking, why not add just a little bit more? To them. So let's grab a sponge. What colors should I add to the darker ones? I'm thinking of utilizing the colors I've already used. So what colors? The first one, let's see, 3 colors. If y'all give me 3 colors out of what's on here, I'll grab them and we'll stencil with them. Just to add a little bit more, and I'm going to use small stencils because the postcards are small. So here's my little stencil book. So orange is one of the colors, so I'll grab an orange. Then I see pink, pinky purple, and a turquoise. Okay. A pinky purple. And this one. So I'm going to listen. I got turquoise. There's turquoise and orange. Let's see. I took all of my paints out of my holder because the holder just, I don't know. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to use purple pizzazz. Bright orange. And I think I will use a piece of wax paper. Put the paint on. I'm redoing my art cart, and I've discovered I really need a second art cart and put fine art paints that I don't really want to use just crafting, which, you know, that's crazy. I should use all of my paint no matter what, 'cause it's going to go bad, right? But I need a second one to where maybe I can put the paints and brushes on one and then all other mediums on another. So I'll have 2 red carts. All right, I've got a sponge here. And I should have filled up with some water. I don't need a lot of paint out over here. Maybe I should get one for each color. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? And maybe fill my water jug up real quick. So give me just a second. And I will go with water. Dee Dee was sharing her paint palette, water jugs, and all of that. And yeah, I cleaned this. It's gone through the dishwasher and everything. The paint is there. It's happy on there, so I'm going to leave it. But she said, I think it's Janet Young gets upset at her because she doesn't do it like a deep clean on her paint palette. But I'm like, what? So hi, Kimberly 57 and Hudson Sailor and anybody else I missed. Goodness, y'all are coming on in tonight. Hi, Linda. I'm scrolling back up. All right, and then I'll come back down here. I don't know about the rest of you, but we are out of the deep freeze down here. It was close to 100 degrees here today. I'm going to use some of these Tim Holtz tiny little, they're the tag stencils. I don't know if they still sell them this size or not, but these came in like, what is it, 3, 1, 2, yeah, a package of 3. So I want that to go that way. So we'll put a little bit on here. Purple on this stencil. Okay. And I'm not going to fill it all in. Pick it up. That purple would look pretty on that gold. Let's do that. So I'm just trying to use up my paper that used to cover this table. And I thought we'd decorate some of these up a little bit more. I'm really quite surprised on how sore cutting those ties apart has made my wrist. I feel like I might need to dig out my wrist brace. It hurts that bad. All right there. It almost feels like somebody's got a hold of my wrist and is squeezing really hard. It's not pleasant in the least. I'm just adding just a little bit of purple. These don't really need too much more. That's about all the purple I put out, so that worked out good. This one's got a lot of purple on it. Now what I can do is wipe through that little bit. I got my little composition book like Dee Dee was showing she had, and I said, ooh, I've got some of those. So I'm going to, this is like my little paint wipe off book. A little purple of this might look cool. So let's see what we can do here. Get the last of this. I'm going to throw that sponge in there, and then I'll get a wet one. We'll just clean the stencil off. Because sometimes the best print you get is when you're cleaning up a stencil. All right, and that just puts just a little bit of purple on that page. And I'll leave this out to dry for just a minute. And then I'm going to use this with the next color. Hi, Journey. Hi, Kathy. this paint is a lot more liquefied, so it's moving a little bit better than the purple did. See, I don't want to cover the whole thing. I just want to add just a little bit of an accent of these different colors. It's all about building the layers, not covering the thing. And put a little bit more here. All right, I'll get my little book back here. And then I've got enough of this blue color out that I can do a whole page in my little book, but I need to protect, you know, what I've got going on here. I'll just fold the piece of wax paper in half and then rip it off. Maybe not rip it off. There we go. I just want to put a little something in here. I might turn to one of these other pages that I already have some paint on. Oh, a little of this could be pretty on here. Just clean up the stencil a little bit. There we go. They'll stick. So then we'll just pick this up and put it on here. The thing about these little tiny composition journals is they are not sewn in. So when you add a bunch of wet medium, the pages fall out. Just an FYI, if you get any of these, you know, and want to do this idea, you might end up having to stitch your book back together after you fill it. And I'm okay with that if I need to. Shouldn't have put out so much of that paint. Stuck my finger in it, and the paint will pick it right up too. So now we'll set that aside over here and get my wet one. And I'm just going to clean this off on the table because that book is real wet right now. So this is how I end up with the painty papers to play with later, is cleaning up on the table. All right, one more, and it's a little guy here. Oh, Mina. Hi, Mina. If I missed anybody, welcome. I'm trying to do better. This one, if you leave too much paint on your sponge, it's a disaster because it's a lot of really tiny, tiny little holes on here. And it will blob through if you get too much paint. I don't know if that made a lick of sense or not, but see, I still have too much on there. Let's tap it off. Tap, 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 tap. If it pools at all, it's not very pretty. It's just a blob. And I seem to be getting just blobs. So maybe we'll not use this one again. Let's just clean it off. I've got other stencils. This one actually works better with ink. And I guess that's what he's made these for, is to use with ink. So keep that in mind if you pick some up. Oh, I really like that. And these are paper stencils here that I have used over and over and over again. And as I've used them, they've gotten thicker, you know, because the paint's built up on there too. You cannot wash them. I mean, they're cardboard. I just won't do that bottom section, or should I? Let me think. I'll go ahead and do it. There we go. And this paint's got a bunch of globs in it, so that's better. Hi, Clint. I did find your mom on there. I don't know if she's answered my friend request or not. I told her this is Aunt Beck. So I don't know if she did or not on Facebook. This one I think I missed. Now these came in a set at Michael's, little cardboard stencils. Everybody's saying happy belated birthday to Clint. It was his birthday not too long ago, a couple days ago. So the key to the cardboard stencils is you have to lay them somewhere where they can get completely dry before you put them back in your storage, or they'll all stick together. I never worry about if the backs of my postcards are getting dirty or whatever. These will have to be mounted onto, you know, something else anyway, because they're just the drop cloth paper, the brown paper that I put down. So I will be adding to them anyhow. Oh, I've got so much orange left. This is a wet one, but I'm just going to wipe off the orange. When you use metallic paint on these cardboard things, it really builds up quick, and then it turns it into almost a plastic. We'll set that back there to dry. And now I've got all this orange. So let's pull this stencil back out here. And we'll pick up some of this orange that I put out. Dee Dee does collage on top of these mini little backgrounds in these little teeny journals, which I think is really cool. I've got those others that need more too. Let's pull one of them over and see if I can use some of this orange up on here. The sponge is just saturated with the orange paint, so I'm not even having to reload to cover a page, just wipe it around. Oh, I'm covering up the, oh, gnome, you didn't. This one's got a little gnome on it. Oh no, don't cover the gnome. And these pieces are tall enough, I could turn them into tags too if I wanted to, you know. You can hear all that paint still up in this sponge too. All right, I'll look at chat here in just a second. All right, throw that in the water. Clean this up. Hi, Laura. We're just playing with the drop cloth bits. All right. I think I'm going to get some black paint out and a paintbrush and just do some mark making. Just do some marks on here. We'll get a kind of long brush out. Is it Vicki Ross, Intuitive Mark Making. There's a little bit of it in the background on that one, so why not add to them? Hi, Candy. I don't know how long I will last, you guys, because this wrist is, I hate to keep harping on it, but it's really sore. All right, I'm just getting some water on my paintbrush. I'll pick up some black. And then just make some marks. I know it just looks like gobbledygook, but it really makes it for a fun and interesting postcard. And if I clear coat these so they're shiny, coming back to this one because I don't like it much. This paint's not very thin. Hi, Mary. We're just playing with drop paper right now. Still trying to get woke up from my nap. I had to go take a nap because I watched all of Dee Dee. I caught a good bit of Mary this morning because I had to get up. Scott had to go into work at 10 o'clock to attend a meeting. And then he came home and took a nap. And then he's gone back into work so they'd have coverage tonight. All right, I'm going to be done with painting with the paintbrush, I think. Let's get my little book back over here. Maybe I'll fold it in half, this piece in half here. Slide it in here so these pages don't stick. And maybe make a little bit of marks on here. That brush is awful big for this little book, though. I think that's upside down, but I could be wrong. All right. Not worried about the black paint. I'm gonna just turn it over and pretend it's not there. All right. I think I just white paint. Hi, Dee Dee. I was talking about how Janet gives you such a hard time about your paint jug, and I kept thinking, this is my paint jug. Dee Dee's got nothing to worry about. Anyway, let's see. Whew. Can you guys hold on just a sec? I'm going to get my wrist braced because this is killing me. I'll be right back. teach me to chop up a bunch of Thai innards to be frugal and to save the environment, to use it as stuffing. That's what I was doing and made my wrist hurt. That's better. Keep me from flopping all around. Here we go. All right. Now, these are just backgrounds, and I got to think of what do I want to do. What do y'all think I top of them? I need to adhere them to a piece of cardboard because I'm going to turn them into postcards to mail out to some of y'all. And we could add things like, I'm going to sit down too. Maybe some die cuts or something. Is Mary going urban sketching? I hope so. Oh, brother's talking about going fishing. That's not really urban sketching. That's pond sketching. You know what these need? Some bright red flowers. Maybe I'll get a paintbrush and some red paint, and I'll just do some of my fat petaled red flowers that I can doodle on. Let me get some red out. I'm having trouble reading chat and staying focused on what I'm doing. Let's see. I want the brush I won't be able to find because I'm looking for it. Do y'all remember my paint man? We did him up at the cottage. Painted him. There we go. Let's get some bright red. I've already got black on the table. So I did him with skin tones, and then I said, no, lives in with my paintbrushes. It was fun to do. I want to do some more paintbrushes like this. I should clear coat him the next time I clear coat something too. We'll see. Right now he's hiding in the paintbrush thing. All right, let's put this here. Paint man, paint man, paint man. He's the paint man. All right, I'm just going to put out a couple reds here. I styled him up a bunch of color because he's a paintbrush. I like to do these kind of blobby red flowers. And sometimes I'll do flowers on an envelope that I'm going to mail out. You just do blobby petals, and then you add all the character is done with your Posca pens after the paint has dried. So I just make blobby flowers. And what I'll do is just go, and there's a petal. And then I'll turn it, and I'll do kind of another heart shape. And there's a petal. And just do that all the way around so they look like poppies when you're done. Another heart shape. Blobby petal. Another heart shape. Blobby petal. And then we'll do one more kind of on there. Maybe round that out. There's one. And these are postcards. Maybe do a bud like that. It doesn't look like much, but wait till I put another blobby thing on here. All right. I'll set that aside to dry. Whoops, stuck my finger in black paint. Yes, we all got a hoot out of Bob Ross in the garden. You know who does some really cool doodling stuff is Vicki Brown. I keep telling Vicki Brown she needs to be a fabric designer. You know, to not designing clothes. She needs to design the fabric so I can go buy it and then make something out of it. That's what she needs to do. Especially when she does the black and white prints. I think they're so cool looking. Now, see, that one went through the black, and I am not going to worry about it. Spread it out a little bit, and it won't matter. It'll look like it's part of it. These might take a while to dry because I'm putting them on pretty thick. I'm laying it out there. I don't know if that's one of my, yeah, that's one of my hairs. Can't blame that one on Tippy. That one's mine. It's too long to be his hair. I put all the cats out on the porch for a timeout. They were starting to get all wound up again. Howard's been crazy all day. He woke up on the wrong side of the box, I think, because he's just been tearing around the house. And when you've got a 13-pound cat tearing around the house, bumping into things, slamming into doors, it's like, have you lost your mind, cat? And he just looked like, hey, I'm just having fun. Wipe out a pile of stuff somewhere else. Meanwhile, I'm trying to make him be quiet because Scott's still asleep. Another bud. Let's put a bud there. I didn't put a bud on that other one. That's okay. We can put one on right there. There we go. Covering up most of the background, but that's okay. You know how every once in a while YouTube will say, you can watch this movie free with ads. Well, I watched one of those yesterday. It's The Unintended Husband or something. It was okay, but oh my goodness. Do you remember when Hollywood would do good movies that weren't previously made movies? Not remakes. They used to come out with real movies. I want that back. I want them to make some real movies again. Quit with all these remakes and stuff. Come on, somebody get some writers out there that can write stuff that hasn't already been done. Hi, Ian. Tomorrow in Phibbsville, we'll have our last Phibbsville Craft and Chat, but it's only because I asked if anybody else would host, and Ann said that she already has a room set up. So you have to look up Ann Lahr and see about getting in to get access to her Craft and Chat on Thursdays. I just needed a break from doing it 2 days in a row because we get on there and we stay on there all day. So if you've ever come to Craft and Chat and you think you're too late to join the fun, please don't feel that way, because one day we didn't sign off until 4:30 in the afternoon, and we'd been on there since 10 o'clock. It's very, it's very, I was going to say it's just calm fun. It's just a bunch of us sitting around talking about hobbies and cooking. And, we always talk about food at some point or another, or places to go eat near us that somebody that visits might enjoy checking out. I can't remember. We've talked about places we'd like to go, that kind of stuff. And we fixed Mary's sewing machine. Yes, we got Mary's sewing machine going one day. That might have been in my room, but it's just a lot of fun. I do not record these sessions. These sessions are not recorded. They're meant to be just fun times where we just socialize and share project ideas or things we've made that we haven't shared, or the folks that don't do videos like Violet. She can share stuff there, and you guys, you should see the stuff Violet does. And Mary Lou is in there too a lot. And who else is a regular? Anne, of course. Anne and I, and Mary Lou, and Violet, and Janet, both Janets, Janet Nash, Janet Baum. Who else? We had Deborah Adams. There was a lady came in this last week, and bless her heart, I can't remember her name. And that is horrible of me, but there's just so much going on. Yes, do, Mary. I'm going to be, I did that little fabric swap that Janet Nash put together, very impromptu, one Monday morning. And I've got a fabric from Violet. She sent me some Betty Boop fabric. And then I've got fabric from Renee. And I want to make something with the piece Renee sent me because it is a big piece. I think I could make a tote bag or several pencil cases or, something like that. Something maybe I could share. Let's put a bud. Buds are nothing but petals all rolled together. And we need to get Anne on to single crochet. She's been making snakes now for weeks, right? So we need to get her making a single crochet next. Might have to dry these. I fear if I add leaves, I will lose the entire background. Yes, I did, Mary. I thanked you in a live, I think it was, or something. And I've already pre-washed it. I have plans for that one too. It's in the pile of, I'm going to sew next. I've got a pile of fabric from Fabric Mart that I've been buying. And then I've got old projects I want to finish. And I've been designing tote bags. The one great big one I designed works perfect for yarn and fabric storage and to tote them around. So yes, I got the fabric. I love it. Okay. These really need to be really, really dry before I do doodling. So what I'm thinking is I will quickly scoop these up on one of my trays, and then we'll do a Dirty Dozen session if you guys are up to it. Oh, look, here's one I missed. Please. We got to add a flower. Big old blobby, heart-petaled blobby leaves. I was telling the kid next door about how the city has got this new truck that when it comes around for the trash can, it just comes out from the side of the truck and it goes thump on the sides of the trash can and then just picks it up. And your trash can gets messed up if you follow the directions on the top of the trash can that say to put the handle toward the street. And I said, but one Tuesday, they sent this guy around in front of the truck to turn everybody's trash can around the other way. So I was telling him about that, and he said, oh, well, I was wondering why some people have their trash cans one way and, others have it the way that it says on the trash can. And I said, yeah. He said, yeah. And, you'd think they could send us a memo that says, oops, turn your trash cans around. We've got a new truck. I was like, well, you'd think that. You'd think, hey, we need to let these people know. Oh, we're going to use the got milk tray. I love my thrifted trays to pick up stuff to move out of the way. Got too many postcards here. Let me just get another one. We'll just slide these over here on top of the paint, on top of the cart. That'll be perfect. Oh, and lily pads. Hopefully I've not got a bunch of cat hair in it. We'll just set these aside to dry. I could do the rest of those, but I don't want to do too many ahead. I might want to do yellow flowers on the others or something. All right, so now we've got red paint left. I do notice that these fall apart, like I said earlier. Let's just do this. If you get them too wet, they'll fall apart. All right. Y'all want to do the little cat cards this time? I'll pull the little cat cards out. I'll set this over here to dry. Now, do we want to do a page in a journal, or do we want to do a big piece to make into postcards? What do you guys want to do tonight? I'm probably going to get paint and stuff all over my wrist guard, but I'm okay with that. Hi, Brittany. I'll leave the black paint out. I should have done the centers on those, but it'll be better if I do it with Posca pen. All right. Oh, I've got everything where I can reach it now. I'm going to grab a piece of mixed media paper. I don't really need more postcards, though. That's watercolor. Hold, please. That's all right. I can always make cards and postcards. No biggie. This is just use. All right. And I'll get the cat cards out. Cat card time. Oh, cool, Brittany. Are you going to do a video on it? Brittany's been thrifting. Uh-oh. These are all mixed up the wrong way. 3 little kitties. I made these when we lived at the cottage still. I don't know. Did I tell you guys? I don't think I told you in here. I think I said it in the crafting chat. But, we moved back down to our house here in the Columbia, South Carolina area from Greenville. And so the little house was sitting there. And my sister-in-law said she was going to start staying up there a week or so each month and get some work done around there that she's been putting off since we were living there. Well, somebody came and went up on that porch and stole Scott's aunt and uncle's old metal lounge chairs, the ones with the wheels on the back. They stole them off the porch. She thought we had took them, and we said, no, we did not take them. They must have got walked off. So she was very upset about that. And I said, well, this lawn needs to be mowed really bad. In my days of trying to manage 2 houses, I'm done with it. I'm just done with it. So I told her, I said, I can't run back and forth. Right now, our car is causing us all kinds of trouble anyway. So I think Scott was talking like he wanted to go back up there. He left something in the garage again, but he wanted to go pick it up. But I told her, I said, you've got to hire somebody to come in and mow that lawn, because y'all saw it in that one video of where we did the wings on the city, or wings of the city tour that we did. We stopped by the little house and the lawn was like 2 feet deep. I know some people save those. I'm not going to save them. I'm trying to just use what I have. All right, who's playing? Hi, Deborah. And this might be all I'm up for tonight, you guys. We might do a couple of the flower doodles on the postcards, but I can't do a lot more with this wrist the way it is. So I need a pen to write the prompts down so I can put them in the description box for those that want to just play later. I'm not a very good Society of Idea collectors. I don't have anything right there. I need to have it right beside me. I do have a little notebook that I write this kind of stuff down, but I'm in the middle of cleaning and I put it somewhere. What on earth did I do with that stupid little book? Certainly I have another piece of paper I can use. I don't have as many opposites as Mary, but I'm getting close to getting caught up with the number of opposites she has on her list. Oh, and I also have a bunch of mail I want to go through, and I've moved everything around, so I can't remember where I put stuff. That's pretty bad. Now, some of this mail I know I've gone through with you guys before, so bear with me. I'll just put it in this little notebook. This is a little thrifted thing, and that page is already messed up. So this is 526 prompts. All right, here we go. Number 1 is, hey, Roy, did you see Dee Dee show you how to do brush letters? They were really pretty. Oh, Mary, it's your favorite. Gold is the first prompt. Gold. So I'm just going to slather some gold on this page. That's one of the colors that's still over here in the box here. Inca gold. Don't do it, Ann said. Don't do it. Actually, mine's coming together. A little pile behind me that I have decided I really need a great red cart for art supplies. Way I can wheel them out of the way. I love separate studios. One for sewing and one for art, because the two can mix, but sometimes they really shouldn't, because yeah, it's not good sometimes when you're trying to do fabric stuff and you got wet paint and stuff everywhere. All right, so now I've got this, but I've also got these postcards that need just a little bit more, so let's put some gold on them. decorate some postie cards and then pick this up and just spread this gold around on my drop cloth, and it'll be the start of the next batch of cards. I try to not change my paper, but like once a month, so it gets lots of interesting bits on it. Ooh, we might ought to dry that a little bit. Let's see what the next prompt is. Gold! You saw a double rainbow. Woohoo! And then Laura's giving you a ton of rainbows. All right, prompt 2. Like you can't seem to do the cards tonight. Why is this one just driving me nuts? Use your least favorite color. Use your least favorite color, which is orange. I'm destined to do orange on everything for the next, I don't know how long. And of course, now my postcards I'm working on are in the way. If I decide I don't want to use those as postcards, those are instant card fronts too. I just fold a piece of cardstock, put some black mat behind it, and boom, it's done. So now I need orange because they said least favorite color. And we've got pure orange. Pure orange. I think I will just I'll do some red lines with my card. So I'm just going to do maybe I am. Ooh. Maybe it's time to let this one go. It sounds like it's all chunky monkey inside. This is just a real light orange. I don't actually dislike this one, but it's in the family. Let's pull some lines down across it. That actually looks kind of cool. I'm going to turn it and do some the opposite way too. Doesn't say you have to cover the whole page. It just says use your least favorite color. All right, and then I'll get my little postcardy thing here and do some lines on it. That one didn't go too well. And just throw that aside and spread the orange out. Yeah, don't worry about the backs getting messed up because I always seem to layer everything anyway. So, ta-da! Good night, Carol. Sorry I missed you going. Bye. All right. Gesso Out an area. I feel like we're doing deja vu. Before we pull another one, I'm going to cut and separate them again because these seem awful familiar. These sound like the ones Mary did the other night. Gesso Out an area. You can use either black or white gesso, whichever y'all want to do. If you don't have gesso, feel free to use what you have. Where my black gesso is, that's clear. Ta-da, there's the black. All right. I'm just going to take a palette knife and then just go like that a couple times. There we go. I'm just spreading it out to get it to dry quicker. And if you all know me, I like to make a bit of a mess before it turns into something. And we're only on prompt 3. So these dark areas will now pick up whatever color we set on top even better. All right, spread this out over here. All right. Number 4. Add a stack of circles. So like this. If you want to do it with like a different size curlers, you can do just your pen, just a stack of circles. I'm thinking of using a paintbrush and just do dots, little circular dots on top of each other. This one makes a nice circle. You can get crazy and make a huge stack, like covers the whole page, or you can do just a little row of them in multiple places. Well, yep, that one went a little cray-cray. Maybe I'll make artist trading cards out of these. I think that's what I will do with these. And then if I make cards out of the chunky flower things, I can just make a card and tuck one of these ATCs in it, and I will have shared my art in different ways. And I can get them right in the mail so that I don't have them sitting around here collecting dust and cat hair. I feel like this needs something else right in here. Yeah, we'll chop this up into artist trading cards. That's what we'll do. Oh, I need to put some circles on here or something. Oh, I like how that just caught a wisp of that. Maybe we'll just do some on some of these other pieces of my old drop paper. Make some little wiggly marks and let it go. Maybe even pull some of these back in. Use up our paint. I'm not even thinking about the shape I'm adding. I'm just getting the paint used up. I'll bring my little book back even. Look, this one's got some black stuff on it. I'm not even paying attention as to which way's up on this little book. So who knows what these pages will hold. All right, let's spread this out a little bit, and then I'll just plop this down, face down in the paint. Oh. No, I don't want any debt renewal or none of that. No, leave me alone. Anyway, can you tell I'm tired of people just calling to sell me stuff I don't want, or to tell me my Windows machine is not working? And I keep telling them we don't use Windows. Anyway, stack of circles we just did. 5. We are on 5. All right. We just did circles. Now they want us to add dots. Add dots. I might put dots inside the circles with red because I think that would look cool. And I'm not going to use a paintbrush. I'm going to use a paintbrush, but I'm going to use the back side of it. Or something that I can make a circle with. Ew, paint boogers. That doesn't have very good. This is a very stiff old paintbrush that I bought this to alter it, turn it into a Mr. Brush too. Cause see, the top of it's all wiggly woggly. I got it at a thrift store. Of course, I got it at a thrift store. Because, you know, each time you set the paintbrush down, you have less paint on the back of it, right? My Dirty Dozen's just a practice in mark making. Somebody asked me if I have an idea of where it's going to go before I even start. And I'm like, no, because I don't know the prompts until I turn them over. Even when I do know the prompts, what I do is if I'm like doing somebody else's prompts from a previous prompt game, I'll take those prompts and write them down on a piece of paper or whatever, and then maybe go to random.org and get it to tell me which order to go in. So I'm not going in the same order. Just because they gave you the prompts doesn't mean you have to do it in that order. Or you could take the idea for this week's assignment with Dee Dee of opposites, and you can take their prompts and do the opposites of the prompts. So like this is red. What's the opposite of red on the color wheel? It's blue, right? Is that correct? I think it is. So now I'm going to add some of these red dots on this. before you know it, you'll have another set of cards all decorated, ready to go. And these would make good backgrounds for just a simple quote. Just add a quote and then make it your card or a greeting. All right. I have to remember that one makes good. This has got a corner here with not much on it. I'm just going to stick it in the red paint. And pick it out and move it over here so you get red paint in about 3 different places. There you go. So that's a card in the making. Get a little bit of dendritic printing action going on. All right. I added my dots. Ooh, starting to look kind of 1970s retro. Red's opposite is green, I think. Orange is blue. That's true. And purple is yellow. Yep, that you are correct. But you could do the opposites is what I was saying. All right. Add numbers. Add numbers, people. That's number 6. So we're halfway there. Add numbers. And I have, I'll flip this over. Yeah. Add numbers. I'm trying to remember. Do I have a stencil with numbers on it? I know I have a stamp. I could stamp some numbers. Let's see here. There they are. And I'll just use some stays on. Let's see. Which numbers do I want to use? Let's use the stack of numbers. Like this. Here. And then the stays on ink. Jet black. Do y'all know what to do to get the stick 'em back on the back of these little stamps? It doesn't stick to a block anymore, so I just use my fingers. I always forget that rubber stamps and gold paint don't always mix. It's amazing how many shops have closed down here. The rubber stamping store closed. She must not have been able to keep her doors open. It's got some kind of home health care nurse outfit in there now. All right, I think that's probably enough numbers. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. All right. Yes, I'm horrible. I don't clean the stays on ink. It doesn't clean worth beads anyway. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Must be a wreck on I-77 again. Let's see. Number 7 says use red. Use red. All right. It's going to need to be a different shade than I've already used. Let's see here. I need to turn this other light on back here. The sun is going down. I had all these ideas of things to do with you guys tonight. We're doing everything that's not what I had in mind. It's okay. Everybody seems to be having fun, and that's what matters. What I need to do is have a jelly printing session and go through all this paint and get all the bottles that have next to nothing in them and get them out of here so that I can go buy new paint. Let's use some lipstick red. What do we want to do with lipstick red? Let's pull something out of the bin of stuff. Let's see. Oh, bubble wrap. It hasn't called for bubble wrap yet, so let's use some. All right, and I'm going to get a sponge. And I learned this trick from Cindy Utter, that if you get a sponge and pick your paint up on your sponge, oh, this doesn't sound good, and then put it on your bubble wrap. Sounds solid, doesn't it? Let's see what we get. Then you don't get those great big globs of, oh God, this is so gross. Anyway, I don't know if any of this will be usable, but let's see. Let's see here. Because see, if you pick your paint up, which is, this is mostly gross paint. Let's see if we can get a little bit though. Then we'll just plop it down, plop it down. You don't get huge globs of paint come out. You get just perfect little circles. I'm going to plop it in it now because all I got left is goober paint. See how it, when you dip it in, it's a whole different ball game. You get all them goobers. Good enough. And this bubble wrap's pretty much shot, so I'm going to just let it go live in Mr. Trash Land. Let's see. Let's get one of these other cards and plop it in the goober paint. Might as well use it since it's out. All right. Use red. I did. Number 8. Oh, is a wild card. Wild card. So you can do whatever you want. Bahama Blue. Cleanup's easier when you just have to throw the paint into a bucket than try to separate it into those little holders. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. I've got this old spool. See where the color shows up better on the blue? I mean on the black. Brr. Do you ever dream about somebody passing away that's already been gone for years? I had a horrible dream about my grandmother. And then I remembered she's been gone since 1992. So I'm like, where did that come from? That is so strange. Y'all probably think I'm crazy, but dreaming of death freaks me out because every time I've ever dreamt of it, we've lost somebody. It just creeps me out so bad I can't stand it. All right, let's get our little book back. Let's add some of this to the little book. This could be an interesting background for a collage. It's coming along. Look at that. That's an interesting page. Let's see here. I've got all this delicious blue paint. Let's see here. Do I have a plan? No, I never have a plan. I just go for it. Throw that back in my bucket of stuff. All right, that was my wild card. How's everybody doing? Whew. I would have been okay if it was a dream of sitting and having, tea with my grandmother, but yeah. Add glitter. Woo! Everybody's going, no glitter. Keep it away from me. I have a bunch of the glitter glue stuff that I would like to use up. Well, there's my extreme glitter. I was looking for that. I mean, not glitter, but paint. Let's use gold because, you never have enough gold. Right, Mary? So if you dream of a death, there's going to be a birth. Interesting. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Want the glue to come out. Well, it might be dried up. Oh. Use your products or lose them. That's what I keep telling myself. It doesn't seem like there's anything blocking it. Scott said his sister might call me. That wasn't a phone number I recognize, is why I didn't answer it. But now I'm worried that Maybe I should check and see who the message is from. All right. I'm going to have to get the heat gun out because that's not going to be a good thing to wait to dry. Unless I squish it, and I don't really want to squish it. I guess I could have saved it till, the end. But I have an extension cord right here next to me now. Woohoo! Uh-oh, the ladies are all rebelling. Add glitter. No! Rebelling. She is. No, it's okay. I'm hoping I can get it to dry enough. If not, I'll be smearing it, and I'd rather leave it whole. So we're on 9, 10, 11, 12. We need 3 more. I don't know if this is even going to work because that glue is acting really weird. Okay, Roy, if you say so. I dreamt about my father-in-law dying the night before he passed away. Okay. All right. That was a text message. Let me see. Scott and sister are freaking me out now. Oh, our old neighbor up there, Ethel, passed away. Now, y'all, I just said I dreamt about a death. Did I not? Did I not? Y'all, I'm getting creeped out. I hate dreaming of death. I kid you not. When I dream, somebody dies. So don't let me dream any more dreams about like that for a long time. Okay. All right. What is this? That was weird. Okay. Sorry. I'm kind of freaked out right now. All right, I am totally freaked now. But anyway, let's do another prompt. Thank you, Joy. She had stage 6 Alzheimer's, and we were kind of keeping an eye out on her for a while, but then she got real bad. And one night, Ethel went for a drive at like midnight and ended up in somebody's backyard doing circles in their backyard. And so she went to stay with her daughter. So I knew it wouldn't be too long. Alzheimer's is a vicious illness. I just wish they could find a cure for it. And I know she's in a better place and all, but I just wish she could have enjoyed and remembered things. It's hard when your own mother or your grandmother doesn't even recognize your voice or you anymore. Use a water-soluble material. So whatever you want to use. I think I'm going to use the Dina Wakley crayon things because I can put them down exactly where I want them and then just hit them with a little water, the scribble sticks. So that's what I'm going to use. And I think I've got some nasty water here in these things. Let's see here. I'm going to use some more of the color I don't like. Let's just put a little bit of crayon right here. A little bit of crayon there. I don't know if we need to go up there for the funeral. See how Scott feels about it. We went to her husband's funeral when he passed away. I guess we'll be deciding. And we'll put all these little marks on here and then I'll forget where I put them. Oh dear. All right, that's good enough. Sometimes we're given a heads up. Well, that's a good way to look at it. Let's just move these around. This water is really nasty in this brush, but I went through the glitter glue. Let's see, where else did I make a mark? Come on, guys, tell me where I made a mark. And I always look at the prompts as I can revisit any of them that I want to at any time. So after I cut these into artist trading cards, if I want to come back in and add more scribble sticks in different colors, I can. I think that's all my places I put little marks. This really needs to dry. And now I've got glitter on my water brush that's full of nasty, disgusting water anyway. All right. All right, number 11. Use metallic paint. 11. Use metallic paint. Use metallic paint. I really need this cotton picking glitter to chill out. Either that or I need to spread it around. I might spread it. All right, I'm going to spread it. I didn't really want to, but I'm just going to go. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Now let's put some of this on. All right. Use metallic paint. All right. All right, what color metallic paint do y'all want me to use? I'll let you guys choose. I've got most colors. See, the glitter is still there. Woo! That's a hard job, Roy. Tell her how much I appreciate her. I wish my grandmother could have gone to a place where she was at least stimulated every day. Yeah. What color should I use? Looks lovely, Becky. Thank you. It'll look better when it's chopped up into artist trading cards. Oh. Let's see. I'm looking at it, wondering what color. Let's see. That stuff needs to not be on there. Let's see. Metallic paint. All right. I've never used this thing, so I don't know how well I have, but it's been a long time. So, let's try some bronze. Nettie says silver. Okay. Let's see here. Silver and gold. I have Waverly metallic silver, and I've got this funky roller. Does anybody know how you're supposed to use these things? What I'm going to do is, this is my plan. I'm going to put a glob of it down here and just run this through it and then run it across the paper. That's how I'm going to do it. And I've got this paint. Pour a little bit out, maybe a little. Got this at Walmart up in Travelers Rest. Ready? Here we go. All right, now we need to go broom across some of these postcards. Boom, boom, boom. Becky's having too much fun with this. Boom, boom. Boom. All right, let's just run it around our paper so we can say we did something with it. Sound effects. Vroom, vroom. Now, I'm going to have to get some of this off from here or it will glob this totally up. Then we'll switch back to the other postcards. Let this dry up before I chop it up. We need one more prompt. Let's see if I can get some of this paint off from there. This little roller thing is fun on the gel plate. That's why I keep thinking I need to do a gel print section. I've got some gel prints over there that I need to use. Brittany's got a stack of gel prints that she needs to use. All right, number 12 says Doodle. 12 says Doodle. All right, so this definitely has to dry before any doodling will occur. So I'm going to set this off to the side because it's really wet. Dry my tabletop a little and then bring the postcards back and we'll play with those a little bit. So I hope everybody enjoyed the Dirty Dozen. Let's switch back to postcards now. Whoa, what was that? Oh, never mind. It's just the power strip. I'm going to close the blinds. There we go. I think the lighting is actually better in this layout. Before I pull the postcards up here, I'm going to bring this mail over. Try not to show any addresses because I've had folks asking me, and I to tell you the truth, I have trouble remembering what I've shared where. So let's just pop through this mail real quick. Is this wet? No. All right. I'm pretty sure I shared this one. This was from Janet Nash. But I'll pull it out again. Yeah, I shared this on Facebook. So this was from Janet Nash. She decorated an envelope. And she was thanking me for the swap we did with the fabric. And then she sent me this little stack of bits to use. She made that up. Isn't that cute? Piece there. And then she's just stapled with some rusty staples all these other little bits I can put in my fabric journal, which I haven't worked in my fabric journal. And I have the caboodle kit that Mary bought me too. I need to do my original fabric journal that Lisa made for me, and I need to work in the one that Mary had gifted me. So that's 2 journals right there that I can add these bits to. I might put her postcard. I want to get some more of those postcard collector pages so that I can save all y'all's postcards in something like that. So that was from Janet Nash. This one was from Esther. I think it's Artful Esther. And I sent her a postcard, and she sent me these 2 pretty artist trading cards. Garden Party by Artful Esther Thompson. So there's that one. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic because I don't want to get anything on them. That one's gorgeous. I think I have some of those stickers. I think those come from Dollar Tree, if I remember right. They're a fun sticker to have. So that was from Artful Esther. I'm doing this mail so that I can use the mail items. And this one is from Janet Baum. She was worried it hadn't gotten here because I was a dodo and haven't shared it. I am horrible about sharing the mail. Look at this tree, you guys. And there's some papers in there. What I was thinking of is instead of doing the $14 Dollar Tree, I would just use y'all's Happy Mail and make a little journal using it. She sent me some beautiful vellums. Look at this. Stripe. That's my favorite. I love pansies. And then a little leopard print. And then this gorgeous card. And inside, there's a wonderful note. She put me a little kitty cat. And then look at these. Look at that texture on there. Can you see all that texture? And there's a coffee filter. Is this avocado dye, Janet? It looks pink. Or maybe it's that, what's that tea y'all like to use to dye stuff with? There's a green piece. But see, I could make a little journal using this stuff. These pieces like this, these would make great pockets that I could tuck things in. So lots of fun bits to play with. I'm going to put these inside here so I can get it back in. Yes, it was avocado. These are awesome. Thank you, Janet. The good thing about me cleaning up a little bit is I've come across all this wonderful mail that now I can turn into a journal. All right. Some of these are really old mail too. This is from Beth Schuler, and it doesn't look like I ever opened it. When did this come? I bet I set it aside thinking, oh, I'll open that on stream. I'm not going to show you the front, but it's decorated kind of the same way as this. So let's all be surprised because I've never even opened this one. I have a little doohickey, but I don't know where it is that will glide under here. Let's see here. I need to get out in the yard and do some work too, but it's gotten too hot here to be out in the middle of the day. I can't be out there. I get physically ill because it's been getting close to 100 this week. I think one day it was 93. That was yesterday. And today it was supposed to get up to 96. Oh, Becky, what can we make out of Braille paper? Well, Beth, I'm gonna make some journal pages with this. Y'all are gonna be my non-$14. I'm not gonna spend any money. I'm gonna just do a Happy Mail journal instead. To Becky from Beth. Oh, look, it's got little sunglasses on the back. There's a little artist trading card, and then the little piano roll things, or Braille paper, I mean. And I can use her envelope as part of it as too. So thank you, Beth. I don't know if she's in here or not. And this one's from, now this one I know I did share because I've been using the kitty cat. Ruth Lamb sent me this cute little kitty cat. And see, I've been using it. This kitty cat has a horrible headache, but she works perfect. And you can stick pins in there. There's something hard in the middle, so I don't stab through and stab myself in the wrist. So that was from Ruth. I'm going to just share this stuff again because I can't remember what I've shared and what I haven't. But there's her pretty envelope. And then this little tissue had the kitty cat in it. And then she did some envelopes and some filters. And this is, some Canadian stamps. I didn't realize there was stamps in there. That's cool. And these, I think, are rub-offs or rub-ons, whichever you want to call them. I seen this little pin cushion and remembered you saying that you needed one for your wrist. Hope this works. It does, Ruth. I've been using it. Oh, and then look, she made me a little dolly. I think I shared a picture of this. I don't know if I shared her in the live. And then a gorgeous piece of fabric. And I will turn that into something. That won't go in the journal. That'll get turned into something else. So that was from Ruth. I'm just going to keep it all together. The kitty cat has a home in my sewing trolley. All right, next. All right, this one. Well, I got two here. Mailings. And let me make sure I haven't. Nettie, I did get your mail. It's right here. I'm such a goober. Anyway, I'm going to show Nettie's mail tonight because I don't remember if I shared it before. So these were both from Janet Nash. I've been doing on Monday mornings, Janet Nash at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern. She is on, and she does a bit of her own crafting, and then we do a pick six, and I've been turning those into postcards, and then I send one back to Janet. And if I do your prompts, I try to send you one of whatever it is. Like I did 2 postcards with Mary the other night, and I've got them here somewhere. They need to be finished as well. And I would keep one for myself and mail one back. So I tried to read the fun I had with whoever I've done the prompt session. All right. And here's some more fabric bits for my fabric journal. And there's a bit of painty paper. And then she sent, was a birthday ATC. Happiness blooms where love is planted. And she made that little ATC. But then I've got this cute, and maybe put like, all's works of art, like the artist trading cards, the postcards, and any of that. and put that in a separate envelope to go in pockets and stuff. Yes, we have snack break with Freddie. Freddie starts smacking his lips at the same time. It is the cutest thing. It's like he knows she's going to pull out those cookies. We call them cookies. They're dog treats. But for our dog, we say, do you want a cookie? And of course, she's like, oh, yeah, I want a cookie. She's probably in there going, I want a cookie, Mama. Actually, I think she's outside. So that was Janet Nash, and this is Janet Nash. And she's got another pretty envelope with Joy on the back of it. And we send back little bits, like she's got another artist trading card, and she signed the back. And then she made this cute little strip, and all she did is she took her sewing machine and she laid some postage stamps on this bit of ribbon and then just sewed down the middle. And there's one from Malta and Australia, and this last purple one is Republic of South Africa. And then paper, there's some tissue and then this looks like just an index card, which I could decorate that to use inside, like decorate it and then attach this and maybe put a pocket on the back to hold the ATC and stuff. So yeah, I want to use all of the goodness that comes my way into a little journal. Those were Janet Nash. Yes, her and Freddie, they get a snack. Oh, she had a special guest. Maljoy was there the last time she was on, which was great. They were crafting together. This is from Sharon Lombard, and I think a lot of us got these cute little, what are they called? The little files. They're not index cards. Oh, y'all remind me what it's called. Actually, I don't know if that's in here. I must have another one from Sharon Lombard. This was from February. Sharon sent this in February, but I got a little thing like Mary got. But these would be beautiful in a little journal too. Look at all the little bits and pieces. It's a little tag. There's a little poem. Actually, it's a business card. That's cool. And there's a clock. And a little kitty cat. And then an artist trading card. All right, let me see. I've got another one from Sharon here. Hang on just a minute. Hold the phone. Here's Sharon. Yes. Yes. See, I have a little Rolodex file in the back. Hearts and a bit of feels like that handmade paper. There's some with some, like snake skin. I think I have this paper in like a dark blue. And then some embossed paper. So thank you so much, Sharon. I will definitely put these to use, because I'm going to do a Happy Mail journal. All right. This is from Nettie. But I think I've shared this card a long time ago. When did you send this? This one. This is the one I just came across, Nettie. Is this the one you were asking me about? Because this one was, I think, a lot earlier in the year. It Doesn't have a postage date. This is just telling me you sent me the super chat to cover the postage shipping on that fabric I sent you. That was a long time ago. Becky, that's your kitty stamp. Oh! Oh, it is! That's funny. That's so sweet. Thank you. She's right. That's just like the kitty cat. See? I must have stuck it on an envelope or something, and then you reused it. That's a good idea, too. Awesome, Sharon. Thank you. All right, and then the last envelope I have that I came across that I'm going to share is from Journey, and y'all got to see this envelope. I'm going to cover up Journey's address. Look at that. This is a metal washer that she rusted and glued on there, and it made it to me, and she stitched around the edge. I had to, I wanted to keep all the stitching intact, but I had to pull some of them out because the items that were inside were sewed into the seam. But it all works out. And we'll set that aside so I don't accidentally show addresses. But then here's what Journey had inside the envelope. A little card. This feels like handmade paper. Just sending you a copy of my flower doodles. Hope you like them. Of course I will. Hope you like them. Thought I would take a little break. The rust and the grunge. Wishing you a wonderful day of creativity. Thank you, Journey. So, I don't want to take it apart. It's just like that. So again, I have a collection of, there's a paper piece. Look at that. Journey, you didn't sign this. I'll have to sign it. Journey. I'm going to put Journey on here. That is cool. That goodness on there. Just a little bit of lace, a little bit of book page. She's got all kinds of stuff layered and stitched down. That's just cool. And then we've got just the little fabric bits. And look at this. Isn't she precious? Look at her. Now see, this makes me want to just trim her out and leave a seam allowance. And maybe put a backing on her and stuff her. See, I could even use this as the backing. No, maybe not, because I don't. Is this fabric? I think it is. Oh, look, though. I don't know if that would work because it's got the rusty holes in it. It's kind of fragile. This one I might use in my friendship journal of Happy Mail. Won't that be a cute cover? Take that and just make a little journal. Of course, I've got some items that are bigger than that. That would be a cute little journal cover. It might have to just be pages or something. We'll see. And the little girl is precious. I love that. And then look at this here. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That would be like a pretty band for a journal. Fold it, make a band. Then you could maybe tie a ribbon on it. Pretty. Yes, tomorrow is Fibsville Chat. Either I or Violet get it open about 10 o'clock. Yeah, last week I just went in a little before 10 and opened up the room. So it was open, and then I just did stuff until Violet showed up. So thank you, Journey. And everybody else that I came across your mail, and I am so sorry. I'm so slack at sharing it in a timely manner. So that was Happy Mail time. So now I need to put this somewhere where I can start using it. Maybe I'll put I found my big rubber bands. I'll put a big rubber band on these, and that will tell me that I have already shared it with y'all. This has already been shared. I might go through it tomorrow during craft and chat and separate the paper from the fabric and put the fabric with my fabric journals. That might be what I work on tomorrow. So let me get some Posca pens. Let's pull up a tray of, certainly some of these are good enough to go now. Kind of wish they all had the white butterflies on it because that looks kind of cool with the white butterflies flying across it. All right, so I think I might have to turn these into greeting cards with black mats behind these so that I don't have to glue all of these to cardboard. I'd rather just mat them and then turn them into cards. All right, so I'm going to use couple whites. I like the bigger ones that have a fine tip because you can get them with the fine tip or you can get them with that fat round tip. And I would rather have this size. I found that I can use these pens just fine, but the fatter ones are getting easier for me to grip. I guess that makes sense. There's Mary Lou and Angie. So what time is it? 9:16. All right. So now I just come in here and just kind of go around a couple times around each petal. Fill the centers up with black dots. Good enough. And so I'm just kind of giving it a center and then you take your white pen. Good night, Roy. Thanks for coming. So there's my crazy little flowers. And you can do a little squiggly line over your black line for your border to tie it all together. Doesn't even have to be a continuous thing. And then you can put some dots here and there. So there's flowers, quick ones. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then see, I've got room here. I can put some kind of greeting on it if I want to. Oops. They're just a fun, quirky little thing that you can do. Sorry, I go quiet while I'm drawing. It's just something I do. Oh, and I was going to share the mandalas for anybody that didn't want to take the time to, sit and watch hours and hours of videos. The whole reason there's so many, those are so long, I figured y'all could speed me up and watch them at a faster rate. And I couldn't add music anyway, but I want to show the mandalas I've been doing on canvas for anybody that didn't want to watch them before, so that you can see what the end result was. Now, at the end of the video for the purple one, I wasn't quite finished. So when you see it, it's not going to look exactly like it did at the end of that video. Just an FYI. So let me grab that. And the other one I'm going to show is the one I did first during one of last week's craft and chat. I started the this first one. So here's these are a 12 by 12 canvas. I'm going to set these aside real quick. My hand needs a rest. So this is the first one I did. And I did the background, and then I set my mandala up, and then I did the mandala on top of it. Oh, Angie's going off. Good night, Angie. Sleep well. So I made this one to begin with, and then I decided Violet wanted to see the process of how I went from the background, because she was having trouble visualizing how I was going to put the mandala on top, because she thought maybe I had the mandala already done and I was just going to attach it. But I did the background, then I added the mandala and I hand painted it. On this one, I did go in with super tips and add some shading, and I didn't do it on this next one. And you can see a big difference in them. So let me pull up the purple one. And remember, it's not going to look exactly as it did at the end of that video, because it needed more. So I went in and I added a whole bunch more of black and white, and now I'm happy with it. I've clear coated it. The only thing is when I was clear coating, I noticed I'm missing some paint here and there, but I'm not going to worry about it. But you can see that I didn't add any shading to this one, and it still looks pretty. But when you add shading, the darker sections on it, here and there on this one, they give it more depth. This one's beautiful, but if I had added a bit of the different values of the greens and the purples like I did on this green one, this one would have more depth to it than it does. I can't really go in and add that now. That needs to be done before the frosting is added. So just keep that in mind. If you ever decide to do mandalas, you got to make sure you do any shading to sections before you start with your decorating with the frosting bits. If you want to learn how to do this from a master, that would be our Barb Owen. You can take her class, and it's well worth what she asks to charge to take it. So take it. The only reason I had learned to do this is because Barb was kind one time and offered to have a free class that she recorded. So that's how I learned to do these, was from Barb Owen. When you're doing your backgrounds, this is something I also learned between 1 and 2. On this one, I left kind of a section in the middle at some point. And then I found with this one, if I do a whole background and then I add color on top of it, you can kind of see where some of the background is peeking from under the color. And so I really liked that too. So I guess this one has the shading. This one you can see the underlying background. So you can pick and choose. These are 12 by 12 mandalas on 12 by 12 canvases. Somebody had mentioned, why don't I just get round canvases? Well, have you tried to plot out a circle on a circle? Divide a circle up without squared edges? I'm sure it can be done, but it's so much easier on a square to draw from corner to corner to corner to corner, divide it in half, divide it in half. That way you can divide it up just by going corner to corner, and you don't even need a protractor and a compass for that. You can do mandalas in different shapes if you wanted to too. Barb had us do one lesson where you just did a blob of watercolor in a couple different colors, and then just after it dried, just trace around where the color value changed and then do a mandala. So I'm going to move these. I'll show that to you too. I need to find some place to store these. These are to be Christmas gifts. Yes, I'm working on Christmas gifts. All right. This was the book I did for her, Mandala Madness, but it was Mandala Madness 2 or something. I made this book out of recycled cardboard and book pages and stuff. And then I did this mandala on the front. This is done straight onto that page. Some of the ones I did, this one I did on my own, and I put it in here. It was almost too big for my book, but I really want to do another, I want to do a rainbow one like this for my niece and her wife for Christmas. So that might be the next one I do. But I need to find out if I have any more 12 by 12 canvases back in the back. So you can warm your brain up to seeing patterns and creating patterns by just grabbing random things in your art room and creating mandalas with them. And that's what Barb had us do here. And I just took a quick snapshot of my mandalas that I came up with the random stuff I had on hand. And it included my painty paper drop cloth, which I thought was kind of cool. But I'll just do, this is one I had done with Barb before I had a completely round protractor. I get confused, compass, protractor. I get confused about which is which. But I ended up, this is because I only had half a circle. So I couldn't get all the degrees figured out in my brain that she was doing. So that's why I have this one like this. But this is what I brought this down for. These are just watercolor circles. So like I've got a dark blue green in the middle, then it bled out to a light blue, and then I had a light green. And then she just said, go in and kind of go around each section and get it divided up, and then divide those into sections if you want to, and then do decorating. And that's what I did. And these ended up looking like geodes. So Janet's being wonderful as always. Links. Dee Dee is doing the Society for Idea Collectors on Wednesdays. And she gives assignments on Wednesdays. She has a giveaway on Wednesdays, probably not every Wednesday, but some Wednesdays. And you have to be good and don't put any numbers in until she's ready to go. And let's see, that's what Dee Dee's doing. And then, of course, Dee Dee does a multitude of other things, and she's wonderful to watch and listen to. She picks at me because I have to usually get my assignment and go. But I usually have to go and cook several meals in the morning. So Scott will have dinners during the evenings. When he's not here, he takes his lunch because it's just too unhealthy to eat food out all the time. So I cook meals that he takes to work. That's why some mornings I'm like in and out, in and out. Let's see. What's next? Rosemary Morris is doing the $14 Dollar Tree journal challenge, which I was going to do, but then I got to thinking today, no, you don't need to buy anything else. You need to use what you have. So I'm going to do a Happy Mail journal instead, and use some of the stuff I already have. I have a whole bin of Happy Mail stuff in the back from previous Happy Meals. I need to make some journals. And then who's the other one? Barb Owen. Barb Owen comes on Fridays. And she does all sorts of art too, but she's known for mandalas. That's where I learned to do these. Sometimes she does mandalas. Sometimes we do found relatives. Sometimes she comes up with a project that I have no idea where she brought it in from, but it's all cool because it's fun. And she's got Chance and Charlie, her sponsors, which are her Siamese cats. And Dee Dee has her kitties, but I don't remember their names. But they look so much like my Tippy. It's so funny. But her kitties are a lot lighter in color than my Tippy. So you can do a mandala any size. I like to do these tiny ones and get them to the point where I'm doing the frosting because I can just carried them with me. This was another watercolor one that I turned into a flower. Everybody's already seen all these, but they're fun to look at. What's bad is I should have took notes and wrote down the degrees that we did each of these by. Those are the ones I copied and sent to Dee Dee. And this was just the kitty cat I did in one of the hops. This one was fun, and I think the little red things look like bugs, little ladybugs in the middle of that one. And then this is the one I did and sent to Sana. So she has the original, and I just have some copies. So I'll attach a copy in there and then maybe give the other one away. So then I've got more pages. And when I made this book, I was trying to figure out how I could create pages that would protect my mandalas. And what I ended up doing is, this is an 8.5 by 11 page protector that I just cut down to size and punched extra holes in. That's all it is. Hi, Patricia. So thank you guys for the lovely comments on my mandalas. And let's see, we've got our postcards. I was working on this one. Here's the one I had. And let's check on the progress of this bad boy in the background. All right, this one will probably be ready to chop up into artist trading cards in a minute, but I'll finish this postcard first. Oliver and Malibu. Yep, that's it. They are so cute. I love when she says, no, honey. Because I can so relate. Except mine hear things like, you are being the biggest pain in the beep. All right. Let me get my white pen in here now. How's Joyce Boring doing? Has anybody heard? I haven't seen her in here in ages. My stomach's growling. Did anybody say anything about Joyce? Spanish tiles? Oh, well, I hope she's all right. So you don't have to go cray-cray to come up with something. These are blob flowers. I call these blob flowers. And all I'm doing is just kind of doing a layered kind of outline on them. Once you add dimension to anything, it brings it life. At least that's what I think. Just saying. These dots would probably be easier and quicker if I just pulled out the fat tipped ones, but sometimes it's just nice to do something calm. Not everything has to be done at the speed of light. Sometimes it's important to just enjoy the process. I think that's one reason why I have trouble selling my work, is I don't want to take the joy out of the process. Does that make sense to you guys? I feel like if I have deadlines or I have to meet somebody's expectations, it won't be as good for me. And at 57, I know y'all are saying, you're just young. I just want to meet my own thoughts and stuff. Let's put some of this border, but let's leave the butterflies free from it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, the white is what really brings them on out. The black is almost there just as a buffer. Yeah, Janet, you were coming. The first video was so dark, and I didn't realize it until I reached that point where I said, you know what, I'm going to kind of check on that real quick. And that's when I discovered I was in the dark over there. So I went and got my big umbrella light and brought it over to the table where I was working. I'm really kind of liking the color that I'm getting tonight on the screen, because I think I want a second. I really like the ones that have the second, so I'm going to go back and oh, I wonder if since Scott had to go in for that meeting, if he'll get to come home earlier tonight. Because I know that temp agents, they don't want him to work. All right, so I'm going to call that good on the postcards. I'll work on some more of these in the morning during craft and chat. I'll finish up these postcards, or I don't think I'm going to use them as postcards. I think I'm going to use them as, oh, good night, Mary Lou. Hope to see you in the morning. I think I'm going to use these as greeting cards, and they'll be a kind of an odd shape, so I might have to make envelopes. But let me, these are the ones I did here. And I've got all of these left to make the flowers come alive. But then I was going to show you the ones we did with wipe-off paints. I'll just stack them here. So there's that one and that one. This one's got some gold on it and silver. This one's needs a little something else, but there's that one. That one needs some more too of something. I don't know. Maybe I'll hand paint something on some of these. That just takes time. With my wrist hurting, that might not happen. That would be a cute card just as it is. And then I'll do a little flip on my little wipe-off book. It's just one of those little, see, I do have it upside down. The little composition books, I think they come 3 to a pack. I'll show you the pages I've gotten started. And then I'll cut that sheet up into ATCs. And I think I'm going to call it a night because it's almost 10 already. So I'll save my pieces of stuff there. I did have one page fall out, so I'll have to rebind. Oh, there's that one. So even just intuitive, just make marks makes for an interesting page. A little bit of color and then just do some random marks with a black pen or paint on a brush. I hope y'all can make it to Craft and Chat in Phibbsville. It's in Phibbsville tomorrow. So this makes a really neat little wipe-off book. So I'm glad that Dee Dee mentioned it. And then she does, she'll even put like little bits of leftover collage pieces, just glue them in here. And then eventually you can do a whole page with the paint. See, this is the page that came out, the green. I got too much paint on it and it loosened the glue. I think that's it. No, there's a purple page. So there's that. I have to chuck that back in there. And let's chop this. Let's save this here. Let's chop the ATCs up. And then I'm going to call it a night. Oh, the other thing we did was I made all this little strips of faux washi, and I meant to decorate it a bit more. But some of it's pretty cool on its own. Let's see, I can put that into my bits and bobs and just have it to pull off. So let me bring this back over. I'm just going to use my rotary cutter on this one. Here. 2.5 by 3.5, and this is 9 by 12. So let's do 2.5, 2.5. And see, I can add borders to these. I can put ink on the edges. I'm going to have a lot of ATCs. Oh, and I found, I'll have that. That's too narrow. I can make a card out of it. I found some artist trading cards earlier, and I put them somewhere, that I can add with these. So there's an ATC. Then I'll have another little bit that I can use to make cards with. These are almost crying for like a gesture or the clown mask, the two masks together for like what's it called? Oh my goodness. Like when you go to an actual theater where live performers are, you see the two masks. I can't remember. It's too late in the day for me to remember what that's called. My brain is saying it's time to wrap it up, Becky. Wrap it up. So I'm going to have a bunch of cards made ahead. If I make all of this into cards, and then all the scraps from this into cards, and then I've got some other things, I'm going to have a bunch of cards that I can send ATCs out with. So I'll have to come up with a list of people that might like an ATC. So we've got this tape, we've got postcards, we've got scraps there that we can use for another. And then we've got all these ATC blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of those and a whole bunch of postcards. I lost track of how many postcards I got, all from a prompt session and my drop papers. So cool. Good night, Mina. I'm going to call it a night too, you guys, because I'll be up early to get the room open. And I have to cook in the morning too. So I'll be in and out of. So I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging with me. And I'd love to see what everybody made tonight. If you want to share it either in Phibbsville or Aunt Beck's. Yeah, I'm going to go sit and watch something on TV until on Greg's Netflix. Greg has a TV. Scott and I don't. So I use Greg's TV when he's not here. Good night, guys. Sleep well. See you in the morning for everybody that wants to come.